Hello everyone, this is Deepika Sharma. I am student of BSc second year at MSP Arts Science and KPT Commerce College Manora, Department of Physics. Today I will discuss about fiber optics. Contents are introduction, then TIR reflection and refraction. Then we will discuss about the structure of optical fiber, classification of optical fiber, then fiber losses, then fiber optic communication, and advantages and applications of optical fiber. Introduction. Fiber optics is a technology in which optical waves are transmitted through a thin glass fiber. In 1952, Narendra Singh Kappani invented the first fiber optical cable based on John Tyndall's experiments. The definition of optical fiber is: optical fiber are made up of glass or plastic as thin as human hair, designed to guide light wave along their length. The signal carrying capacity of optical fiber system is far better than the best copper wire system. The optical fiber transmit light in similar way that the copper wire transmit electricity. Light travels through the fiber by reflecting from inner surfaces of fiber. The basic principle for propagation of light through fiber is total internal reflection. Then TIR, reflection and refraction. First of all, we have to know that what is TIR, means total internal reflection. In first diagram, we can see light source is given to the optical fiber. Then light is refracted. This is the refracted beam. This refracted beam is progressively approaches to the surface. Then there is internally reflected beam is formed. After that, continuing the process, we can see there is total internal reflection is formed. So this is the total internal reflection. But for better understanding, we can see in second diagram, this is the denser medium and this is the rarer medium. We know that a medium having higher refractive index is called as optically denser medium, and a medium having lower refractive index is called as optically rarer medium. We know that water is the denser medium, which refractive index is 1.33, and refractive index of air is 1, which is rarer medium. So then light source is given. This is the second light ray. When this second light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium, it makes an angle of incidence 20 degree. It bends away from normal, making an angle of refraction 27 degree. Similarly, when third light ray travels from denser medium to rarer medium, it makes an angle of incidence 30 degree. It bends away from normal, making an angle of refraction 42 degree. After that, continuing this process, as angle of incidence increases, corresponding angle of refraction increases. Further, as angle of incidence increases, at one stage the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. So at that time critical angle is formed. So we know that critical angle is an angle at which the refracted ray is at 90 degree. So this is the critical angle. And the phenomena in which light is totally reflected from a denser medium to rarer medium at an angle of incidence greater than the critical angle, this is called as total internal reflection. There are two conditions for total internal reflection. First is light ray must travel from transparent denser medium to transparent rarer medium. Second condition is angle of incidence must be greater than the critical angle. So these are the two conditions of total internal reflection, and this is the total internal reflection. Reflection and refraction. We all know that reflection means when a light ray is incident on shining surface, it turns in the same medium, is called as reflection. And refraction means when a light ray travels from one transparent medium to another transparent medium, it bends. This bending of light is called as refraction. In this diagram, we can see the pencil is put it in the water. We see there is a bending. So this bending is called as the refraction. So this is the best example of the refraction. Structure of optical fiber. Optical fiber consists of core, cladding and coating. Core is at the center and is covered with the another layer of glass called as cladding. Then coating. So firstly core. Core is the innermost cylindrical region. It is the light guiding region. The diameter of the core is of order 8.5 micrometer to 62.5 micrometer. The refractive index of core is slightly greater than the refractive index of cladding. Then cladding. Cladding is surrounded by a coaxial middle region. The diameter of the cladding is of order 130 micrometer. It keeps the size of the fiber constant and reduces loss of light from the core into the surrounding air, and also protects the fiber from physical damage. Then coating. Coating is the outermost region. It is also called as protective buffer coating. It is a plastic coating given to the cladding for extra protection. The buffer is elastic in nature and the diameter of coating is from 250 micrometer to 800 micrometer. So this is the structure of optical fiber. Then classification of optical fiber. There are mainly two types of optical fiber. First is step index fiber and second is graded index fiber. In this step index fiber, the core and cladding has uniform refractive index, but refractive index of core is slightly greater than the refractive index of cladding. Then there is sudden change in refractive index at core cladding boundary. This is called as step index fiber. This step index fiber is classified into two types. First is single mode step index fiber and second is multi-mode step index fiber. So here we can see this is the single mode step index fiber and this is the multi-mode step index fiber. In this single mode step index fiber, we see the diameter of core is very small. It is the order of 8 to 12 micrometer. Due to small diameter, only one path is available for light to travel. It produces less dispersion and attenuation. Then multimode step index fiber. In this multimode step index fiber, we see this is the diameter of core is very large. Due to comparatively larger diameter of core, many paths are available for light to travel through fiber. The diameter of core is of order 50 micrometer. Here we see there is many paths available for light. They travel with same velocity, but due to difference in path, they arrive at output at different times. So there is modal dispersion and attenuation in light wave takes place at output of the fiber. So this is the single mode step index fiber and multi-mode step index fiber. Graded index fiber. It is a type of fiber where the refractive index of core is maximum at the center and then it decreases with increase of radius at the core cladding interface. The refractive index of core changes radially. This is the multimode graded index fiber. In this, N1 and N2 are the refractive indices of core and cladding. This is the high order mode and this is the low order mode. This is dispersion and this is the refractive index profile. The diameter of core in graded index multimode fiber is in between 50 to 100 micrometer. So the large diameter of the core allows multiple rays to propagate through the fiber. The light wave that travels inside the fiber changes its behavior with the time. As we have already discussed that the refractive index of core at the axis is comparatively greater than the cladding. So when light is allowed to propagate inside the fiber, then it travels from less dense medium to more dense medium. the rays propagates through the region that is away from axis, travels through the lower refractive index region, and it travels longer path, so it reduces the time to propagate at cladding. Hence, all light rays traveling through different paths of the fiber will reach the output at the same time. So this is the multimode graded index fiber. So these are the classification of optical fiber losses. As a light propagates through a fiber, it suffers loss of amplitude and change in shape. This loss of amplitude is called as attenuation, and change in shape is called as distortion. There are mainly two types of fiber losses. First is attenuation and second is dispersion. In this attenuation, there is a several loss mechanisms responsible for the signal attenuation in optical fibers. These are divided into two types. First is intrinsic losses and second is extrinsic losses. Then intrinsic loss. Intrinsic losses are influenced by the material composition and purification level. There are mainly two types of intrinsic loss. First is absorption loss and second is scattering loss. Here we can see this is the absorption loss and this is the scattering loss. In this absorption loss, this is the phenomena causes a light signal to be absorbed by natural impurities such as copper, iron. Also, this loss can be reduced by manufacturing methods of glass. So this is the absorption loss. Then there is scattering loss. When light signal passes through optical fiber, it is scattered due to impurities present in the fiber. Scattering is the process in which all or some of the optical power is transferred from one mode to another mode. We know that intensity of scattered light is inversely proportional to the fourth power of the wavelength. So this is the scattering loss. So these are the absorption loss and scattering loss. Then extrinsic losses. Extrinsic losses, it results from the presence of impurities such as copper, nickel, manganese, iron in the silica structure of the fiber cable. So this is called as the intrinsic losses, means in this there is the presence of impurities. Then these extrinsic losses are divided into four types, are mainly of four types. First is microband loss, then macroband loss, then waveguide loss, and then mode coupling loss. Here we can see this is the microbending loss and this is the macrobending loss. In this microbending loss, it is a small scale distortion. The bend may not clearly visible. Light rays get scattered at the small bends and escape into the cladding. This type of losses are called as microband loss. Here we can see there is a very small distortion, means very small change in shape. So this is called as the microbending loss. Then there is macrobending loss. This is a large scale bend which is visible. Here we can see this is visible, like this bending is. When fiber is bent beyond its limiting value, then the value of critical angle at the bend changes. So light get refract and there is loss occurs. This loss is called as macrobend loss. So this is the microbending loss and macrobending loss. Then waveguide loss. Waveguide losses is due to irregularities in the optical fiber. As a result, part of the light ray will be refracted into the cladding. Means due to irregularities in the optical fiber, the incident angle becomes less than the critical angle for high order modes. So this is the waveguide loss. Then mode coupling loss. In this mode coupling loss, the power launched in a propagating mode may get coupled into a leaky mode at some points of the fiber. This type of losses are called as mode coupling loss. So these are the intrinsic losses and extrinsic losses and their types. So this is all about the attenuation. Then dispersion. Second part is dispersion. Dispersion means, we know that dispersion means broadening of pulse. The pulse received at the output is wider than the input pulse. It means that the pulse becomes distorted as it propagates through the fiber. Dispersion is measured in nanoseconds per kilometer. There are three mechanisms of the light pulse in a fiber. They are known as, there are three types of dispersion. First is material dispersion, second is waveguide dispersion, third is intermodal dispersion. So firstly we will see material dispersion. It is the short wavelength waves travel slower than the long wavelength wave. Narrow pulse of light tends to broaden as they travel down the optical fiber. This is known as material dispersion. There is a change. The wavelengths. Then waveguide dispersion. The effective refractive index for any mode varies with wavelength, which causes pulse spreading just like the variation in the refractive index does. This is the waveguide dispersion. Then intermodal dispersion means the maximum time difference between the lowest and highest order modes in the step index fiber. This is called as intermodal dispersion. So this is all about the dispersion, and these are the attenuation and dispersion. These are the types of the fiber losses. Fiber optic communication system. This fiber optic communication system is mainly divided into three major parts. First is transmitter, then optical fiber, and then receiver. Here we can see in this diagram, this is the transmitter, this is optical fiber, and this is receiver. Transmitter. The transmitter consists of modulator, light source supported by necessary drive circuits. Transducer convert a non-electrical signals into electrical signal and fed to modulator along with light source. Light source is either LED or semiconductor laser. The light waves are modulated with this signal. Then optical fiber. This modulated light wave feeds to optical fiber. The optical signal traveling through the fiber will get attenuated and distorted due to dispersion effects. The modulated light signals to be transmitted is coupled to the optic fiber. Fibers may also require connectors to increase the length of the fiber medium. Then receiver. The receiver receives modulated light waves. It is fed to optical detector. The photodiode detector is used as optical detector. The photodetector converts the light waves into electrical signal, which are then amplified and demodulated to obtain the signal. This signal is then fed to suitable transducer to convert it into non-electrical signal. So this is the fiber optic communication system. By this communication system is occur. So this is the fiber optic communication system. Advantages and applications of optical fiber. There are many advantages of optical fiber, like the optical fiber does not use electricity, so there is no possibility of electric shocks. It does not emit any noise, and optical fiber cables are protected to crosstalks. These cables are small in size, light in weight, flexible, and mechanically strong. Also, these cables have low loss per length. So these are the advantages of optical fiber. Applications of optical fiber. Optical fibers are used for illuminate and short distance transmission of images. They are used as fiber optic sensor, also as waveguides in telecommunications. The fiber optics endoscope is used to see the internal organs in human body. It is also used in the treatment of cancer and in military applications. So these are the applications and advantages of optical fiber. So this is all about the optical fiber. Thank you.